G'day folks, it's Dragon. We're in the city at the moment, and a friend found a chestnut tree, and this one was planted back in the around about the 1870s. I've taken a still pic, I'll splice into this video anyway. Quite a very old tree, and that's the type of leaf. This is a Spanish one actually. And I think the climate in some parts of Spain are very similar to the climate we've got around here. This one is fruiting, you can see there, and they're not quite ripe, but what we did find, you have to bear with me with the traffic noise and the wind. I'll just go over here and find some shelter. Yeah, we're glad to get back home to the bush. Yeah, this is roughly what's on the tree at the moment. They're not quite ripe. This one's been fallen off for some reason. But here's an immature one we found on the ground. That's your two chestnuts there. So what we're hoping is sometime in the near future, when the ones on the tree at the moment start to ripen and ready for picking, is to harvest some, try to process them and cook them and roast them, see what they taste like. I have tried them. There's someone down the hill from me, down the mountain, grows them. It's a very wet area, so the cropping was very poor at that particular time. That was a few years back. So that's what this is. Gives you a rough idea. As I said, this is very immature. It's an old one, so and the lady I'm with at the moment, when we harvest the nuts, she's going to try and sprout some, so we've got to look into that and see how it's done. A particular note for people who haven't got these growing in their area or their country, these on the tree are very, very spiky, and they've got sharp thorns on them. They're very spiky. So you've got to look at wearing some sort of protection for your hands, like gloves or something. They're very, very sharp, and I'm just handling this very lightly. So that's the acorn, the chestnut here in Australia. This is an old city going back. This area was settled around about the late 1800s. And many of these trees were planted by Europeans in those times. It's not native to Australia, they're introduced. So there it is, folks. We've got chestnut trees growing in Australia, so it's just a matter of finding out where they are. And there are different varieties. Just some idea of the leaf. This, as I said, this is a Spanish one. Spanish variety, that's the leaf on it. Have a look on the underside of it. That's what it looks like there. Okay, and the bark, very rough bark on it. This one is damaged. From what I've been told, that someone tried to vandalise it, set it on fire and all this sort of stuff. And the local authorities have done a lot to try and save this tree. It's of historical significance to this area. So we've had to trim some limbs off, so like that one there. So anyway, that's a chestnut tree. Good find. So catch up with you later, folks. This traffic's driving me crazy. Yeah, folks, just Dragon. We just found another chestnut tree not far from the location of the first one in this video, and it's growing in an urban area. That's part of the tree there, and this one has, we've looked around on the ground, and it has mature nuts. or the nut pod on the ground as compared to the other one I videoed not long back. This particular pod, for those that aren't familiar with chestnuts, that's what it looks like on the ground. It comes off the tree, and these little things here, very spiky, not the sort of thing you can pick up with bare fingers unless you get really tough skin or squeeze it in your hand. But the pod itself actually contains 3 chestnuts. That's one I pulled out of this one. There's another 2 remaining in there. So you can eat these, roast them. There's different menus, different recipes to how to use them. But you can also grow them from this, and there is a definite way of growing it. Because they're more of a Northern European cold weather type of tree. It's probably best to, in my area, my country, I think they need a certain amount of chill or refrigeration to help with the germination in the spring. So that was a good find. We're just walking through this area. My friend's with me, and she just found them for me on and off stargazing, looking at other trees. There's another one there. Yeah, it may have some in it. I can't open it with one hand, but anyway, that's what it looks like. You'll probably find these dried out ones might make good kindling on your wood heater, that sort of thing. So that's good. That was a good find. Alright, see you later, folks.